hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're at the top of the Masoi Avenue and we're going to drop down into the metropolis of Midtown Paphos and look at that for a view straight across the rooftops. That is the blue Mediterranean Sea, and it's waiting especially for you. Thanks for coming back. This is Mr. Paul's breakfast time, and of course we're walking around and driving around in and around Paphos. You may have enjoyed the walk on the rocks in downtown Coral Bay. If you want to see more of that action, drop it in the comments. And of course I might be walking on a set of rocks especially for you. What's coming up here? I've got Sports Direct. If you want a nice pair of blue shoes, you can pop into there. Price of benzene today is €1.59.2. Slowly coming down, but it's still absolutely extortionate, isn't it? So, on that note, if you like what you see, hit the like, click that, subscribe, and don't forget to come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness. And while you're at it, why not hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform? Google these magic words, Buy Me a Coffee, Marika and me, and perhaps treat me to that hot latte with 1 sugar. An Americano, she's very sweet, so she doesn't need the sugar for Miss Marika. And of course, these videos will keep coming, especially for you. Pop Life, that's like a supermarket. When I first came to Paphos, it was purely an electrical store, and it sold all sorts of electrical things like toasters, hot blankets, hot finger gloves, all these kind of things, and even the odd rampant rabbit. But now it only sells fruit and veg and baked beans and cans of Coke and perhaps cans of Pepsi. I'm not really sure. I don't look in that area, to be honest. Anyway, big shout out to some of the stars who like to watch the show now and again. If your name is Sir Martin and there's a beauty called Lady Victoria looking after you, hopefully you're recovering fast, and hopefully you've got your feet up, and hopefully you are tonking on a Romeo and Juliet and thinking life is good. Big shout out to Sir Bernie and of course Lady Jan. He doesn't like to do the ladi-daring, but he likes to watch someone smoke a cigar, especially for him. Big shout out to Sir Lee and Lady Vicky in downtown South Wales, and a very Calimera to their princess, of course, Princess Layla. And a big shout out to another princess. She's recovering very quickly and looking forward to her next holiday in downtown Paphos. She's the girl with the smile of an angel and the heart of a lion. Of course, that's our Princess Maggie. A very Calimera to you. You may have noticed the storm is over. It's a little bit chilly. If you're curious to know about what the temperature is, it's 17 degrees. Yes, and December is approaching very quickly indeed. We're in those last few days of November. If your name's Lord Nigel of the Big Guns, and hopefully Lady Sweetness is keeping you nice and snug at night and pouring you that little tot or two, shall we say. Where are we now? Well, Lidl's coming up. There you go. Uptown Lidl supermarket is on the right hand side if you want to pop in there and get yourself a croissant. They do make nice croissants, and of course people familiar with Lidl understand that they actually cook them on site, so they have that freshness, shall we say. There's the MOT station on the left hand side. I believe that's the best MOT station in Paphos. Quite conveniently located, good parking. He speaks good English, he speaks fluent French as well, by the way. So if your name is Mr. Analdo and there's a girl in your life called Sylvia, well, there you go. You could go in there and do a bit of bonsoiring or two, that's for sure. And it was a great pleasure to meet you in the Atlas coffee shop, and we're looking forward to meeting you again before you go back to downtown Nice. And then of course you'll be coming back to downtown Paphos in the early spring of next year. And we promise you, you're going to get a great time indeed. You really are. If you want a bank, there is the Hellenic Bank on the right hand side. If your card doesn't work, just, well, pop inside and ask them nicely with a balaclava and a mallet, and you never know, they may chuck you 20,000 or so, because of course it's Christmas coming and they're in that Christmas spirit, so they'll be that little bit more generous. What else is coming up? Let's have a look. What's down here now? Car parts, if you want some light bulbs, those kind of things for your car. On the right hand side there's a beauty salon there on the left called Hair Cafe. Perhaps they'll serve you a nice latte while you're in there as well. And then on the right hand side now, I can't say its name, but it's something, but it's quite a good supermarket. And again, perhaps if you live up in Quesada and you're dropping down to do your weekly shopping, that could be the place for you. There we go. You want some gas because it's getting chilly for your portable heaters, or your kerosene for your heaters. Again, there's a shop selling it there. And there's Papa Antonio Bakery to get you nice fresh bread. Why are we going so slow? What's going on? Strange. Is there speed cameras around in downtown Paphos? Who knows? Anyway, big shout out to the girl in charge of the show, Lady Dame Anne, all the way in downtown Hartlepool. And she reckons it's a little bit chilly in Hartlepool, so she will not be dipping her toes into the grey sea, that's for sure. But maybe she'll be popping off on Friday night to the local fish and chip shop with Sir Peter. And you never know, even Purdy might get treated to a chip or two, or perhaps a nice big sausage in batter. You never know. Busy morning in downtown Paphos. It's coming to that frantic time of day. It's 10 past 10, and as I say, it always crescendos between 10 o'clock and around about 12:30. That's when everyone likes to rush around and pop to the bank, go to the supermarket, go to Specsavers if your name's Sir Mart and Lady Andrew is telling you that you're old. All these kind of things that they do in Paphos, exactly the same as in the UK, or in downtown Krakow if your name is Lady Mariana Superstar. And of course she's whizzing around checking that Sir Bart is not spinning those wheels on that Audi too much, otherwise he'll be having some infringements on her credit card, because I've no doubt she will be the one that has to pay the fines. Anyway, congratulations Sir Bart, you've been promoted, and of course you've bought yourself a nice Audi, and to be honest, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful, and the interior is lovely as well. But please drive carefully. And of course we understand that Dr. Thomas, your dad, will be sitting co-pilot with you for the next few weeks to make sure that you drive extra carefully. What's over there? Honda dealer, Peugeot dealer. If you want a Peugeot or a Honda, pop in and see Marios. Speaks perfect English, he speaks perfect Russian as well, by the way, and on top of all that, he speaks perfect Greek. Not that that's much use to you or me, but anyway, if you want a Honda, the most reliable car in the world, that could be the place to go. If you want a Peugeot, which is the most unreliable car in the world, again, that could be the place to go. Now, there was a conversation the other day about what car should Mr. Paul get next, and there's a clever man who said I should get a Toyota Yaris, and that's Mr. Brian, because he's a very clever man. But as I told him in the comments, unfortunately I'm a bit stupid, so I get seduced, I suppose is the word, by these silly cars like Jaguar XJs and Mercedes S-Class, and I dream of a Bentley. So, you know, how stupid can I be? I haven't got any money now, so let's go and get a Bentley. Why not? And let's sell a house or two just to keep it running. But hey, I'm stupid. My father told me I was stupid. My mother told me I was stupid. My grandfather told me I was stupid. My grandmother told me I was stupid. In fact, most people tell me that I am stupid. So guess what? I am stupid. But I have a bit of a car fetish, shall we say. Some news on the XJ. We're still in the XJ today, but tomorrow it's going to go into the workshop, and as a precautionary measure, Sir Lee, all the way down there in downtown South Wales, with the Vicky, honeymoon girl, and the daughter known as Princess Layla, we're going to take all the engine to bits, because we've decided that we don't trust the people that put the engine back together last time. And I know him quite well, and he's a bit, well, what should we say, lackadaisical. So we're going to take it to the ramp, and we're going to take all the inner linings out on the wheel arches, and we're going to have a damn good look at the front suspension, a damn good look at the rear suspension, dismantle it, put it all back together and make sure everything is correct, and then we're going to take pretty much most of the engine out and have a good look and repair and replace any gaskets and bits and bobs and make sure that it is just right, and then put it all back together. So for the next week or so I'll be driving around in something else, which is probably going to be a BMW Z4. It's quick and it's quite sexy, but I think the ride, I think I'll be visiting the dentist after a couple of days. It's either that or a Peugeot 3008, which is quite comfortable but not very reliable, or a Ford Focus, or what else have I got knocking about? I got an SLK Mercedes as well, but the ride in that is even worse, isn't it? So we won't be driving that. Now, I might be buying a BMW X3, that's quite comfortable. So if I buy that, I'll drive around in that. But the odds are I'll be wiggling the rear end in a BMW Z4, and it's got a 3-litre straight 6 petrol engine. So there will be a lot of wiggling. There really will be, that's for sure, especially if the heavens decide to open up and we get that little bit of rain. Where are we now? Well, this is called Kennedy Square, and it is on the cusp of the Old Town. So quite literally now, to the right is the start of the Old Town. And at Christmas time, it comes alive. As you may have noticed, there's a big Christmas tree there, and there's all sorts of little flickly lights. And one of these nights we'll come up and make a special video, especially for you. Let's take a right and let's head down towards that blue Mediterranean Sea, and just see if it's chopsy mopsy today. I think it looks quite calm in the distance. If you look carefully now over the rooftops, you can just about see it. But as you can see, the traffic is crescendoing and it's getting busier and busier, and there's people sitting there frustrated, wondering how long they're going to be sitting at these traffic lights. And I can promise you, quite a long time. If your name's Lady, oh so sweet Caroline, well, she'll remember a couple of videos that I did coming up here where I chose to race a lady in red and a lady in cream, and on both occasions the lady beats me, because you tend to sit in this traffic jam all of your life. It's like driving around in downtown Manchester if your name's Dizzy Blonde. She understands what I mean. There you go, SMS 9191, and apparently you'll get the app back to pay for parking. Yes, it's becoming very complicated to park in Paphos. You have to get an app. Absolute madness. What was wrong with putting money in a machine? I was talking to my lawyer only the other day, and he said if you get a ticket because you haven't paid, bring it to me and I'll take them to court, because they should give you an alternative method to be able to pay. Because what if you haven't got a smartphone? Exactly. How can you get the app? So how can you pay? So he said, bring me the ticket, I'll go and fight it in court and I'll win. And I said to him, how much is the normal fine for parking? And he said, around about 30 euros. I said, and how much will your fees be for getting me off? And he said, around about 600 euros. Seemed like a good deal. Exactly. There we go. Now, talking about cigars, the Havana cigar shop is coming up on the left. It literally is right in front of us, the one with the black windows and no advertising. How would you know that it's a cigar shop? It's a secret. But actually on the front there is a sign saying Habanas. If you want some cigars, pop in there and say Yasu Andrea, and I'm pretty sure she'll become chuchki dancing and show you all of her cigars. She's got big ones, she's got small ones. They kick off at about 4 euros and they crescendo up to about 160 euros each. Yes, quite an expensive habit. So on that note, if you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe. Don't forget to come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness. And while you're at it, don't forget to hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform and perhaps treat us to that coffee or two, or even consider to become one of our superstar members. Get yourself a special title, get yourself birthday shout-outs, anniversary shout-outs, little mentions now and again, and of course on top of all of that, get yourself that little bit closer to Marika and me. Thanks for watching, and of course I will see you again very soon indeed.